This is the best possible start for new players in VRising. Now, this is going to teach you how to become OP very quickly. This guide is entirely designed to get you to Copper Age before you lose PvP protection. For those that don't know, as soon as you create a new character on the server, you will have PvP protection. So this is designed to get you up and geared and have a high gear score and have a base secured and ready to go in a good location so that you can compete with other players and not get destroyed. And this is designed for solo play. However, if you play in a duo or a trio, then you will be able to complete the tasks 3 times as fast. And this will be the meta for the hardcore sweatlords out there. If you watch this guide and apply its principles, you will dominate every server you play on. Let's get started. Now, before you even create your character on a server, it is important that you pick a server that is just wiped, a server that is very fresh, very new, with lots of land available. You preferably want to be one of the first 10 players on the server playing within the first 10 minutes of the server starting. And if not, you're going to be a bit behind, especially if you're a solo player, but that's okay. I'll assume that you know how to do all of that. You can go to Battle Metrics, you can go to like Reddit or something, look for someone advertising a server. You can just look at the server list and look at the player counts. All you got to do, though, is make sure you have enough free time to play so that you can get it done before the PvP timer leaves and makes your character vulnerable. And the items we're going to be racing, and this is a crafting survival game, here are the materials you need to collect as soon as you start. And so you're going to run through and get all of these materials. It's not that hard. I'm going to show you how quick we can do it. Alright, as soon as you spawn, this timer starts. So you've got to get to it. And you're going to mostly just do the tutorial here at the top. But you can collect lots of bones in the starter zone. Just kill the enemies. Smash everything you can that's in bulk. Like, you could smash this one vase, but that's not very time efficient. Smashing 2 vases, a little bit better. Gets you some stone, gets you some bones, but there's going to be big clumps of stuff here in the tutorial section that you can smash. Just work on unlocking the tutorial stuff for now, and try to leave through the east exit as soon as you can. So, again, just use your dashes, use your spells every time they're off cooldown, and you want to just kill the skeletons as quickly as possible. Your spells are the better way to do it. And don't worry about taking damage or anything, it's fine, they don't really hurt. But you can always heal by doing a dodge into an attack. That's going to heal back a good chunk here. But also, remember, you can smash all of these things here and then grab and loot everything. Pick up the rats, too. Make sure you're claiming the quest rewards as soon as they complete. And then, just follow the quests here. If you've never played the game before, I suggest dicking around on a few servers before you get a little too serious. But, yeah, we're crafting a sword right now. And there we go. Now we have the sword. And then every 3 swings, just, weave in a spell. These guys have a pretty slow telegraph. You can counter it. Heal back some health. Again, you shouldn't die to these things. Just complete the quests as quickly as possible while picking up everything that you can. Don't worry too much about harvesting wood or stone right now. Just work on getting those bones. This is the best place to get the bones. You might as well just get them here. Don't worry about rushing a base right now. Just get the bones out of the way so you don't have to grind it anymore. Once you're out, make sure you pick the East Fairbane Woods exit. Do not go west. There are way quicker paths here on the east, way better materials. And so immediately we're going to set a waypoint about... Where's it at on the map? It's been a little while since I've played. It's really not too far up the path here. It is right there. We're going to be making our base in this little L shape, and that's okay. If someone takes it, you can make a base nearby, but there's the Alpha Wolf. Right up here is a Frost Archer. There's a lot of good stuff. And right now, our focus, and I'm going to show this once again, we've got the bones. The next focus is animal hide. You're going to run into a bunch of deer and humans and just any living creature you run across. Kill everything you see right now and grab it. And if you don't have the bones, there's some skeletons nearby. Now, be on the lookout for these. These are blood roses, and you're going to need 30 of them to craft a ring to increase your gear score. But while you're moving towards the objective... Just, again, kill every living thing that you can. As long as it doesn't have, like, a skull as its character level, you're fine. And then feed on anything with a high % of blood. We're going to be swapping to worker blood in a little bit. But just kill everything that you come across. And it's okay that if you, encounter things and you're taking damage, you have PvP protection for a little while. So don't sweat it. As long as you continue moving towards the objective, you're fine. Now, if you're good at the game, immediately fight the Alpha Wolf. If you're not good at the game, we can fight him later. I'm going to go ahead and fight him now, though. Now, if you can, you want to kill them near some trees so they explode, and it saves you a lot of time harvesting the trees, which I only got the one tree there, but preferably you do it around a whole lot of resources. Now, before you start chopping trees and building your base, you're going to come up here to the bandit logging camp, and you're going to try to find some worker blood. This will just speed things up. It doesn't matter if it's a high percent. If it is, it helps out. If not, it's totally fine. And we're just looking for, usually they have like a yellow name. They will just be like a logger of sorts. Let's see, that's a 64% brute. That's actually really good. But yeah, it looks like someone cleared this out. Also, you can loot some stuff here if you want. You know, it's some free bones. Mugger. There we go. We have a woodcutter. Go ahead and just get that woodcutter. Now, this is a little tough because, you know, this boss is going to aggro. But just do what you can and get the worker blood. It's going to save you a lot of time here. All right, so we've got him wounded. I'm just going to dodge away. I'm just going to run away and then reset aggro here. And then once they reset, there we go. They're running. Now, these guys are after me. You could clear them out. Like, they're pretty easy. Except when they stun you. That's okay. We have counter. So I'm just going to clear these out. It's super worth getting worker blood this early. It's going to really speed things up in just a little bit. So let's just go ahead and finish these guys off. Go ahead and counter that. Well, you get the idea. You don't need to see the footage. Alright, now it's time to chop trees to complete the objective. We have the worker blood. It's just going to give us a 10 to 30% resource yield because it's such low level. It's only like 10%, but it's still really, really good. I also found a reinforced spear in that camp by killing some mobs. So you can find weapon upgrades in the camps this early. It's possible, but don't count your luck. So again, we're just harvesting the 3 trees right now, and then we can craft the bone mace. There we go. And then as we craft the bone mace, I'm actually going to head up these cliffs here because, well, let me just get out of the sun. Because instead of harvesting the rocks, it's going to want you to smash these rocks, which you can, but it's slower. It's a much slower way to acquire stone. Instead, you're going to run up here to old ruins, and these things do respawn over time, but if you're on a server and they're already gone, well, there's plenty all over the map. But anyway, just harvest these. These will give you way more stone, way more faster, and make sure that you're cleaving multiple parts of the wall so that you can harvest the stone faster. And yes, this counts towards your quest, even though it's not technically, you know, big stone formations. It's just a rock, stony wall. And it sucks that it's daytime, so let's get in the shade. Ah. Alright, so continue to harvest stone for a while. Remember, until you have 580 stone. There we go. Now, sometimes you'll have monsters in this little area, so you will have to clear them out. But luckily, they're pretty easy to fight. So just go ahead and kill them if they are. And you'll need to clear out some of the trees because you're going to want to build and block off this entrance eventually. It's right next to the Alpha Wolf, makes it real easy to farm hearts later on. Once you have the castle heart up, you should claim immediately and then wall this thing off big time. Absolutely. Do not let it go unwalled. On a PvP server, people can run in and just yoink it. So absolutely wall it off first thing. And then after that, you can just wall off a small little area around your base here. And then you can start refining. Also, when designing your base, you want an airlock because if a player follows you in, you want to be able to trap them in a room. You don't want them to have access to your main area. And I recommend a 3x3 if you can wing it. I didn't farm enough humanoids to have enough blood, so I'm just going to go with like this 3x2-ish and a half thing. It's fine. I personally dismantled the Mist Brazier, but you can keep it if you want. You just need to build it for the quest. Alright, the PvP timer just ran out, giving us exactly enough time to have our base fully up. And yes, I haven't airlocked this yet. I can do it here in a little bit. It's totally fine, but we have the materials, we have the plated bone guards, we have the reinforced bone mace, so that allows us to harvest copper. And what you want to do is before you set out to harvest copper, you want to make sure that your sawmills are going. I use 2 sawmills, and because our base is exactly where it's at, you can just run all along the cliffs, and there is plenty of copper to be had. You run back to the base, look at that, there's 3 coppers right here. And yeah, you just run back to the base, you craft your copper mace, and you are just all set to absolutely start owning everybody on the server that is not caught up to you yet. Now, I will say sometimes I can get the copper mace out way faster. This server has extremely slow settings, like crafting and refining takes ages. But anyway, once you have that copper mace, it is time to go up here. You're going to follow the road north, and this first big camp right up here is the Frost Archer. You're going to defeat her so you can learn to refine leather, and then we're going to get some cloth and upgrade our armor and our ring. We still need more blood roses to upgrade our ring, so our gear score isn't as high as we want it to be. But the reason we use the copper mace over any other weapon is because it has a movement speed and initiate, which is the Q spell that hits very hard. It's very powerful in PvP, and at this point, as anyone else that hasn't followed this guide or isn't teaming is your prey. You can just eliminate and destroy them as like super duper easily. Like there is no contest. You will form around the map with higher move speed. You know, I wouldn't use worker blood anymore. I would go get warrior blood if you could for the next part. And because I've chopped all the trees, it's very dangerous out here. So bring some vermin salves if you're doing this during the daytime. And yeah, go beat up the Frost Archer and get your leather research. Once you've beaten the Frost Archer, don't forget to loot the entire camp. Make sure that you're smashing every barrel that you can, because there are items hidden in these things, including the crates. Kill every human. You want as much coarse thread as possible, which this place is a good source of. And I keep attacking into the damn shield. Oh man, it never ends. But yeah, just kill everything, break everything, loot everything. Now, this area does have a vampire hunter that walks through it. You can't fight this guy right now. I mean, you kind of could, but there's really no reason to right now. So, also kill the bears, kill the animals. You want the leather. You want all the resources you can, but avoid this guy. With the Frost Archer defeated, you can now build tanneries. So go ahead and just build a few of these. You don't need to. I usually just build 2 and then I unsummon 1 later just to get the ball rolling. And also, you can switch your spell to Frostbat, which is way better. Now, for coarse thread, it's super close to your base. You can farm the bandit logging camp. You can farm the ice archer camp up north. You can also farm this bandit camp east of the ice archer. There's just hover over the small camps until you see coarse thread and go clear them out. And then once you're done, go get some grave dust. You're going to want some grave dust. Now that you're 27, you want to open your menu here, and you want to fight Gore Swine the Ravager. That way you can unlock the Grave Digger ring. You're going to combine lilies and what is it called? The grave dust. So you have morning lily and gray dust, and that's what you're going to combine in order to increase your gear score to 30. Now, I will mention at 27 is when I start roaming and killing other players. I start looking for unsecure bases to just raid and destroy. And I actually haven't played this game in a while, but there used to be a glitch where I think the server is lagging. I can't open my doors. Wow, okay. The server might be going down, but essentially, what I like to do is I like to go north up to about here. You know, here's like a big thick area, or not so much thick, but like a narrow area. Right in here, there's a bunch of horses you can grab very early on. You can then use horses to jump over cliff walls. Because what people will do is they'll build on top of like cliff faces. You know, like say like an entrance that looks like this, they'll put a wall right at the entrance, but they won't wall the rest of it up. And they'll just build freely all in here. So what you do is you use your horse to jump off the horse onto the top, and it's free loot. Also, if you can't find horses because other players might have raced to those areas, and that does happen, my next favorite spot is right up here. So I come up here, there's a teleport somewhere around there. I continue west along the road, and then right in here, it's surrounded by water. You can't really tell on the map because I haven't exported it, but right in here is a bunch of horses, very easy. And then you just teleport back home. If you do go up this far, there is a fast travel you can claim right here. And then just above it, there is a cave wall that'll teleport you back down to where our base is. And that teleport, it puts you right here and this cave passage. So then you can just come right here and store your horse. It's really simple. So this is what it looks like to use the horse to vault over a gate. I don't know if this works anymore because I haven't played it in a long time. But this would get you immediately into players' bases who don't know any better. And I assume this isn't fixed. It's not a glitch. I'm pretty sure it's intentional, but you can just basically walk into people's bases and loot everything there is to loot. And at this point, you can continue to ride around and just dumpster people with the Copper Mace, which is the most fun that I have on servers before they inevitably turn into duo trio dominance. You have about an hour and a half before other people start catching up gear-wise and base-wise, and before the duos and trios and the other sweat lords race to cotton and iron. And once they get iron and cotton, it's over. You can't really beat them. You can't 1v1 them. You can run from them, but you can't really 1v1 them. It's just over, and it yeah, the game becomes really unfun. And then most servers in this game, they die after like 2 to 3 days, because every single server, it happens the same. So if you manage to catch a very fresh server with a lot of people joining, and because it officially releases on May the 8th, then there might be a lot of new players you can tournament with this this strategy. So hopefully, you know, it's the fastest way to get OP as quick as possible. And yeah, just race to level 30, and I'm gonna go do that real quick. Also, if you're wondering where Goreswine is without using the tracking function, which is just the red lines, he's right here on the map. So this is our base, and then you go all the way west a little bit, and he's right down in here. Once you reach gear score 30, most players should be around gear score 10, gear score 13, possibly 17, possibly 23, 27 if they're a sweat lord like us. And from here on out, you can upgrade to Merciless. As you've been clearing camps, you probably found the books and recipes. I found a few of them here, so you know, you can just use your mace, break some stones with gems, and then use that to upgrade and get 3 more gear score if you want. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. But when I have this sword equipped now, I am gear score 33, so we're quite powerful. And I don't really recommend the sword for PvP because the mace just lets you have stun, spacing, burst. It's so much better. It's not really worth the 3 gear score. But, you know, if you want, you can. It's really up to you. Whatever weapon you prefer to use and whatever you think you're good at. Now, from this point, you're basically not a new player anymore. You're good to go, and there's many different things you can do. You can finish up the Act 1 bosses if you want. You can just go beat up Quincy now. You'll need to bomb the gates. I prefer to just go to kill the bear, get bear form, break his gates with bear form, skip the whole dynamite grind. But what you can do also is, again, if you can't get this base, you can get any of these bases nearby, any of these bases nearby. You want a base near the cave passage, and here's why. On a lot of PvP servers, a lot of the mid and high level sweaty guilds, they're not going to go back to Act 1 and raid newbie bases in these areas. They just don't give a shit. What they're going to do is they're going to raid bases in the Act 2 region and then in the Act 3 regions, right? And then we have the new region that opens tomorrow. But essentially, they're not going to be wasting time coming all the way down here and raiding. They might like use the Vampire Waygate and scout around, so don't make your base look too juicy or anything crazy. Because once people start getting bat form, it doesn't matter. They'll just bat form on top of your base, and if you don't have roofs by then, you're donezo. They'll just drop in and loot everything. But essentially, you just want to farm, you know, cotton and iron around these areas, and then return to base right here. And yeah, that lets you tech up to cotton and iron if you're solo. Now, even the solo servers, even the servers meant for solo players that aren't allowed, you're not allowed to team. You know, the servers disallow it. What people do is they just coordinate in Discord with, you know, multiple bases, and then they work together. So it's, if you're playing this game solo, you're going to have a bad time after the 2.5 hour mark. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's a reason the player count went from 77,000 to 20,000 to 2,000. And it just remained there, 2,000 loyal players. And most of the people that play this game now, they just play dual servers. They don't even bother with this survival, crafting, 3-day white bullshit. If you play Rust or any other similar game, you know that when you join these servers, the sweat lords are going to take all the nice bases at the top of the map, and then basically, you know, get to level 83, whatever the level cap is now. It might have been raised since I played last. And then that's it. The fun's over. Everyone else is dead. There's no fighting them. There's no raiding them. They have all the resources. The rich get richer. And, yeah, but, you know, this guide is mostly meant for, you know, the launch of the game so that you can min-max your fun as a solo player. And, again, if you're in a group, then you could rush to 33 even faster than 30 minutes. You can get there in, like, 10, 15 minutes if you split up and work together. And then from there, you know, you can ride horses around, raid bases. The world is your oyster. You can just snuff out and destroy players. I mean, heck, I've raided some open bases with a horse earlier, and look at all my resources. I have so many freaking resources, And like, I haven't even bothered to make chests for it because, you know, like, it's basically an offline raid. Oops. Anyway, yeah, so that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for more information, I have a ton. All you have to do is go to my channel page, click the search button, type in VRising, there you go. Now, a lot of these videos are 2 years old, but they still work. They're still up to date. This game hasn't changed very much. They added some spells, changed a few things, but pretty much all the info that I made in these videos is still the same and still works the exact same in today's version, okay? Offline base defense, this is just a review. How to never be raided, the best servants for all situations, you're farming copper wrong, you can one-shot anyone. This still exists in the game. This one, I thought they would fix it because it's bullcrap. You can go to dual servers and try this out if you don't believe me. This is a spell and weapon combo that just lets you 100 to 0 anyone. And it's pretty easy to land. So one strategy is to, you know, race to get this, but it does take 3 to 4 hours if you're solo to get this far on like a survival server. It's still fun for dual servers, so please check that video out. Only 25,000 people ever watched it, so you know, not a lot of people know about it. You know, here's how to raid, how to never lose a base, how to make a trap base. If you know what a trap base is, you lure people in, you trap them, you take their stuff. It's so good, and so many people are going to fall for this. Only 2,500 views, excuse me? This is one of the best videos I've got for this damn game. It is way overpowered to trap people in and yoink their stuff. You don't have to fight them, you don't have to be good at PvP, you just have to lure them into a dumb building, and then their stuff is yours. It's cheesy, and it's not honorable, sure, but it works. Easy way to get leather, because people just don't understand how to get leather. You know, how to bypass walls with a horse. This still works. I'm pretty sure it still works. How to find new servers. Easiest way to find servers. We talked about that earlier in the video. How to instantly farm resources. This is wood and stone. This is using the golems. All right. How to speed clear your garden. This is a meme video. You need a certain spell where you can instantly harvest a full garden. I can't believe I still see streamers to this day manually, one by one, picking up flowers. It's so cringe, dude. How to move servants anywhere. A lot of people wanted to know how to do that. Nearly 9,000 views. How dumb are people, right? Just, like, it's pretty basic, okay? Also, yeah, I pissed off Reddit. Who cares? Fastest way to tech up. You know, that's exactly what this video kind of was. Scourge stone farming. How to get those. That's for later, you know. Taming wolves is a meme video. Yeah, anyway. And then if you want to see this in action, this exact video in action, this is a 2-hour and 40-minute video where I do the exact same thing. I tech up to copper mace as fast as possible, and I run around and beat people up and raid their base. It's great. It's got only 4,000 views, but hey, it's whatever. It's what it is, okay? Anyway, go check out my VRising videos. You won't be disappointed. And with that said, if that's the video, leave a like. You know, you don't have to subscribe because I'm probably not going to make any more vids on this game. We'll see how it does on launch day, okay? If this game jumps up to 100,000 viewers, I'll play it a little bit, but I'm maybe expecting 20 to 30,000 people to play it. I don't see a lot of people buying this game. Oh, speaking of buying, I have 4 keys to give away, and if you want to earn a game key for free, join my Discord server, and you have to pass the questionnaire to get in. Then you have to play with us and be my friend and get the Chad rank. And once you've done that, I will be more than happy to give you a copy of the damn game. But, yeah, that's the video. Thank you so much. Click the video on the right side of your screen. And if you don't, the next time you go to the store to buy bread or milk or whatever, the date will be shorted. And you won't get as long of a date as you normally do.